Okay, how you guys doing? My wife posted some pictures of decals that I made, and she said a lot of people wanted to know how to make them. So I'm gonna try and make this quick and simple, just a little video tutorial on how to make decals. So first thing you need to do is have an image that you want to use ready to go, and I've already got one on a thumb drive. So what I will do is open up the Cricut design space. I hope you can see that good enough. That should be alright. And what you want to do is you want to start a new project. And the video might look a little funny because usually when you record a computer screen it doesn't turn out too well, but then you're going to upload an image on the left hand side, which is right over here. You're going to want to do a basic upload. Now the thing about making decals is your images have to be flat and they have to be fairly simple. This one is just a very simple one to show you how to do it. So you continue to step one, and what you're going to want is to hit the browse button, which is right here. And I know where my thumb drive is, so I'm going to open up my thumb drive, go into my decals folder, and I got to find the decal. And the decal that I'm going to use is real simple. It just says I love zombies. You have three different settings: simple image, moderately complex image, and complex image. This one's a simple image, just black and white, so we're going to click on simple image. I won't get into the moderate and complex images. That's another ball game. I have dabbled with them and I figured out how to use them, but it takes a little bit more time, and you just kind of have to play with it. So we'll get started on this one. Continue to step 2, and what it's going to do is it's going to bring this up, and as you can see you have this crosshatch blue on each side. We'll call that masking just for the purposes of this video. Then you have your white box and then your logo, and that is the image that I downloaded. Now the tool is preset to this little plus sign, and what that is it allows you to mask your pieces, and anything that has that blue masking right there is basically going away. It's not going to be cut. Now you notice this has a white box around it. If I were to just click on these black parts, and let's click preview, it's a little eyeball right here, as you can see it outlines them, but it leaves that box, so it's going to cut that box every time. So we don't want to do that. We want to make sure that there's complete mask. Oh, telephone. Alright, they can wait. So what we're going to do, instead of clicking on the black, we'll just click on the white, because this is a very simple black and white image. So we click there, and as you can see it turned to mask. You also have white in your O and in your B. You need to make sure you mask those or it won't cut them out. Now we go to preview that, and that is all that it's going to cut out, and that's what we want. So continue to step 3. Give it a name. It's called Zombies, and save image. When you save it, it's going to bring it up and put it down here. So what we're going to do is click on it and insert images. That brings up your little editing board, I'll call it. Now what we're going to do now, this is just basically for sizing, and if you wanted to add text and a couple other things, but we're not going to get into that. Just real simple. So what I want to do is see if I can't move this camera, and you see you got your ruler there. Now I'm just going to pull this in front of the camera. This is just a little Stanley cup, a little metal cup that keeps food warm. I just had to pick something out of my closet I thought would work, and on this side of it there's nothing on there. It's kind of boring. So what we need to do is figure out how large we want to make our decal, and for the purposes of this, measuring this, I'm going to want my decal to be about 3 inches by 3 inches at the most. That's about as much space as I'll have on there. So let's come back over here. Hope you don't get motion sick. And what we'll do is we'll click and drag this up here, and I'm going to put it right at the 1 inch by 1 inch mark, because you know, if anybody you guys want to call Cricut and tell them, hey, we need to fix this, they need to put grids on here because it's hard to size things. So already this is 1, 2, and about a half. Now we want to make it 3 by 3. So what you'll do is you'll put your pointer right on the corner, and before you click it, hit shift and hold it down. That'll keep the size of the object proportionate. It won't get skewed. So we're going to shift, left click, and drag it out to 1, 2, 3. We'll make it 4 inches wide. So that makes it about 4 inches wide by 3 inches tall. Now a lot of things you're not going to be able to make the exact size you want. You're going to have to, it just depends on the proportions of the picture. So we'll do 4 by 3, which will fit. So now that I got that sized, we're going to click on go, which is right here. Now after I click on go, it's going to bring up an outline of the mat. Now, so I don't want to waste any of my my vinyl. We're going to need to put this thing somewhere where we can just cut a small piece out. So we're going to leave it up in the corner. What I'm going to do is drag it out just a little bit to get it away from the edges. And if you look, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll say 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need to cut out a piece of vinyl that's 5 inches wide by 4 inches tall. And with that, I will take my black vinyl that I have in a roll here, a roll of black vinyl, and I'm going to take and I'm going to set it on this mat here. Just trying to do this and film at the same time is not too easy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out 4 inches down, and this can be done a lot better if I'm not on camera, but 4 inches down, I'm just going to put a little snip, and then 5 inches across, and I'll put a little snip there. Dang that phone. I'll turn that ringer off. I'm going to go ahead and shut the camera off and come back after I have it cut and put on the mat. Okay, so we've got the vinyl cut and it's on the mat. So what we're going to do now is open this guy up, turn it on, give it just a minute to warm up there and do what it's got to do. Of course, I'm not the scrapbooking one in the house. I just know how to make decals. So what you want to do is make sure that arrow pointing up, and that's how you have your vinyl laid on there as compared to on the screen. So we'll set this in here just a little bit, and on the screen we'll click go, just like you were going to cut anything else out. Wait for the machine to start flashing to load the paper. Oh yeah, make sure you have this set. Put it on vinyl and then go to the right one more, which I believe is called Vinyl Plus. Load the paper. Wait for it. Start cutting. Well, start cutting when, yeah. Alright, there it goes. Now it's going to cut out our decal. While that's cutting that decal, I'm going to go ahead and shut the camera off and get the tape ready. Alright, we're done cutting. And it cut it out just fine. I don't think the camera is going to be able to see it, but yeah. Anyway, so after you cut out the decal, what you want to do is take the edge and slowly peel it off, making sure that everything comes out and none of the stuff that's supposed to stay comes off. And there it is. And you need to take your tool and take out the centers of your letters. And there's your decal. Anyway, so after you cut out and that wasn't a parrot, by the way, that was my daughter. So after you cut the decal out, you need to get a piece of transfer tape, cut to the size of your decal page, overlap the edges a little bit. What I do is I peel off a corner, and then I take it and place it on the paper carefully. And this is just regular Cricut transfer tape from Hobby Lobby. Anyway, take it and place it over the decal, just like so. Then you want to take this tool and go over the decal like this. Make sure you get that on real good. And that's it. The decal is finished. But I'll go a little further and show you how to actually put it on something. So I'll take my little cup there and carefully peel the decal off. If you pull it too hard or too fast, it'll, if you notice how this came off, it rolled because it's sticky. So be careful. So what you're going to do after you peel it off is take the transfer tape off carefully. Now this is where the decal likes to stick to the backing and not the tape sometimes. So do it real slow. That one actually worked real good. Make sure you clean the surface of whatever you want to put it on. And I'm trying to do this with one hand. This thing's rolling, so it might not do too well. Place your decal on it, like so. Give it a good rub. It's a flat surface. This thing works a little easier. Peel the transfer tape off nice and slow. And there you have it. I love zombies. And that is how you make a decal. Just make sure you get all the air pockets off. Alright, that's it.